What are some of the changes that will be required? Changes in mindset and approaches. I would say that one of the big changes for us to recognize outmoded paradigms of mission of the past, particularly this whole idea of mission from the West to the rest, or a Eurocentric idea of mission, or when we invite non-Western partners, we expect them to follow our ways of doing mission. Mission today is from everywhere to everywhere. Mission today involves allowing multiple approaches and multiple thinking of mission. If we are really going to give space for the mushrooming and flowering of non-Western mission movements, then I think one particular area of importance is the development of non-Western missiology, or concretely in terms of establishing mission training centers, especially those that equip missionaries from the non-Western world. For example, good mission training needs to be characterized by this ability to be self-critical of our own culture, to have a real interest in the local context, whether it's a national church or the social, political, historical context, as well as a genuine interest to serve incarnationally. When we think, for example, where people say about the future of the re-evangelization of Europe and the role that Africans and Latin American church could play, we begin to wonder where would be the missiological training that equip this coming of the global church, so that they are not just perpetuating African forms of Christianity or Asian ways of doing mission without adequately understanding the history of enlightenment and the difficulty of engaging with Europe or European philosophy. So just as we expected Western missionaries to engage incarnationally with Asia and Africa, I think the future of mission in Europe, for example, will require missiological ability to engage with culture, to criticize one's own presupposition, but also to begin to be able to bring about some contribution into new contexts. Where are the good mission training in Asia, in Latin America, and in Africa? And that requires partnership both from the West and East, North and South. A third area, in addition to partnering with Asian mission movements, as well as the need for establishing good mission training centers in the non-Western world, is in the whole area of leadership representation here in Britain. In the year 2003, I had a privilege to come and give Bible readings at Global Connection Assembly, a gathering like this. And I noticed that the major representation has been largely British and white men in terms of gender. And I said that the great challenge for us in terms of recognizing the coming of the global church is to begin to think strategically. How can our mission training colleges, our mission agencies, groups, and mission bodies be better represented in terms of its ethnic diversities? If the church has grown in its maturity in terms of mission force coming from the non-Western world, if there's a growing ethnic churches that are present not only out there, but also here in Europe and especially in Britain, shouldn't mission agencies be better represented in terms of its leadership? And this continued to be a great challenge. 6 years, 7 years later, as we gather again, we look around, and if we still see that the leadership of British agencies are still predominantly white men, then we still have a great challenge for us. Those of us who are in leadership position need to think seriously and strategically, how can we facilitate this growing leadership representation? And what I'm saying is not just in terms of token representation, but in terms of a genuine way that when we develop mission strategies about reaching Africa, reaching Asia, reaching Latin America, we need to engage with the national church, but also here in our bodies of executive leadership and in our board, that we need to be better represented ethnically. I've raised the capacity to reflect theologically as one of the most important issues facing the non-Western Christianity, and also the need to partner with the growing Asian mission movement and the importance of mission training in the non-Western world. Each of these three challenges are fairly complex, but without oversimplifying it, I hope I can give a reflection that one of the most important integrative approach could be summarized with one word. And that one word is friendship. In 1910, 1,200 representatives of over 60 mission agencies gathered together in Edinburgh to consider global mission issues. It was a high point of mission triumphalism and colonialism. A speech by Bishop Azariah, founder of Indian Missionary Society, who later was made an Anglican bishop, made a tremendous impact at that conference. Azariah says, and I quote, "Through all the ages to come, the Indian Church will rise up in gratitude to attest the heroism and self-denying labors of the missionary body. You have given your goods to feed the poor. You have given your bodies to be burned. We ask for love. Give us friends." And I would suggest at a gathering of mission leadership at Global Connection, the most important skill to approach these complex global issues of mission partnership, of serving alongside the global church, is the whole issue of friendship. We all need to learn how to love, how to be friends, to exercise hospitality, to share and struggle together as one body, as fellow workers of God's kingdom. Give us friends.